All right, Steve, how's it going?
How are you doing?
Yeah. All right. So last week we talked about just most likely instead of drinking as much, just moving more towards exercising as a thing for stress relief. It's like you did use that in the past. It sounded
Mhm.
like. Also, we talked about just helping getting out more and building that support group for yourself, and we talked about maybe even setting some new goals for a career path. So, what did you do in the last week that you think helped and maybe didn't work, most, but what helped?
So I guess maybe start with the negatives. Career is still kind of going slow. Trying to find
Mm-hmm.
something that works in the field that I'm interested in. Friend group still kind of same people.
Okay.
Uh, I did try and reach out to a few just to see where they were at,
Mm-hmm.
and um, got denied by a few of them. I had two that were like, "Hey, I'm glad to hear you're doing a little bit better, and we're interested in,
Okay, so that sounds like it went well then. Yeah,
yeah,
not
it
too
went
bad.
pretty
Yeah, not too
well.
bad.
Yeah, the important ones that I had high expectations for some of them,
Mm-hmm.
and they're still kind of not about like
Mm-hmm.
getting back together and like talking or like doing stuff. Totally understandable. So I guess for like my part, it's been
Yeah, but it does sound like it did help though, as far as like you were able to reach out to others, and then they were able to help you even
yeah,
push forward getting that. And that's
yeah,
perfect. Yeah, so even then,
uh,
that sounds like a win for
yeah.
that. Yeah, like you said, it's just 1 week too, so we do have some time here. But yeah, so
Yeah, definitely some time to grow on. Yeah, so and then friends, drinking. I did pretty good. I was pretty motivated from our last interview.
okay.
I am still kind of like have those moments where I do drink,
Mm-hmm.
but I was able to get out a little more. Went on a run. Two of the friends that I was able to get in contact with were the ones that I had the boxing spar
Okay.
sessions with. So that was motivating to get them back and getting kind of a progressive routine
Yeah.
into working back out. So that's been good to have them back
So as far as
in
just
my
like
life.
routine goes, what did help you with that?
Them really, I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, hey guys, like you know, shit year in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and they were very understanding. Be like, hey, you did kind of go off, but we're glad you reached out to us, and they were able to schedule a time where I was able to this. I only went once this week,
Okay. Yeah.
which was, I think a decent start.
Yeah. Everything
I
was,
can't,
was a good start.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't jump right back to where I was, where it
Mm-hmm.
was like
Yeah.
3 to 4 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they invited me, so it was good to catch up with them and just to get some of that anger and stress out. Really,
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel as depressed this last week, so
Okay. Yeah, that's a good
I
stepping
feel
point. Yeah.
that I feel like the exercise definitely helped with um, just kind of like my mental chemistry and being more positive.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Sounds good. So it does sound like you've been, you dabbled in these little things we talked about last week, and it does sound like it's been going, not exactly what we saw, but it's going actually pretty well for you. It's you're getting making steps here, and
Yeah.
and then you do have that high mode or motivation, and everything, just to get back to those three core values you have. Just that, love for friends and just helping others and this and that. And it sounds like it's going well for you.
hmm
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. So just moving forward, what do you think is going to keep you going to keep doing those things?
I think just accepting with what I have and doing what I can to move forward definitely helped. Setting kind of those smaller goals of like reaching out to those other friends and finding kind of supplementation for certain things. Um, as far as like example being like the drinking and
Mm-hmm.
exercise,
Yeah.
so kind of reversing those stress roles and finding something that works a little
Mm-hmm.
better. But yeah, and so I'll just keep working what I can. So that's been the biggest realization is accepting where I'm at.
Okay.
Definitely was in long term denial about like this isn't fair, this isn't where I should be
Mm-hmm.
at, and looking at where I was and focusing too much on that in comparison to being so down low.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think just accepting has been the most humbling factor.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, it does sound like you're moving forward now, and now we're making steps now as far as moving towards everything, getting ready to actually do some, maybe make some little bit of change here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So at the end of the game, how do you see this ending? And what is the end game here?
Um,
Like, what is your ideal thing of
uh,
how this will end?
I'd love to get back into doing surgical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's going to be the best end goal for me just because I feel like I'll compare
Mm-hmm.
to where I was and like how I am now. So still just trying to develop that career
Okay.
goal really. I think that'll help. End goal, I think I feel like things seem to be progressing more positively than I had
Mm-hmm.
anticipated. I've been pretty negative about certain things, and so just like this past week of uh, getting more, one or two times of exercise was good, and I definitely can see myself climbing back into that three to
Three to
four
four.
times a
Okay.
week. I mean, it worked in the past, so I figured why not go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
Okay. So yeah. So it doesn't sound like you do want to move back towards that again.
yeah,
Yeah. You do want to get everything like that and just building off of that. So you said so obviously another thing was you wanted friends to support you.
yes,
Yeah. So do you think that maybe those two goals can be kind of go hand in hand together as far
yeah.
as
I think they can. Again, I had those high expectations for certain people to come back into my life,
mm-hmm.
and it's definitely kind of a bummer when it doesn't happen. But again, I think being more open minded and making new friends might be a good thing.
Okay.
I'm not really great at change as far as like new things socially.
Mm-hmm.
I like being in my comfortable zone. That's kind of how I was in the past as far as like surgery. Like I built myself
Mm-hmm.
up, but I stayed like very shelled and like I had certain people in my life that were just kind of there before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
But being with your profession and everything, it does sound like you are open to that change. It does sound like you are
yeah, I'm
willing to,
starting to realize that more.
and you are open to that. Just that motivation side of you is open to doing towards back
Mm-hmm.
to those three core values you had in life and everything like that. That's
Yeah.
what it sounds like to me. Does that sound about right to you? Was what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it's just restoring those core values
Mm-hmm.
again because I felt like I lost track of
Mm-hmm.
who I was, where I was, and last week's session definitely helped, and then through the week helped too, getting kind of back to a routine that would make me more positive.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel those three core values are gonna motivate you and move you on to better things after this?
Um,
Just having those three core values
yeah,
restored.
I guess just like looking in the past, just because those things worked before,
Mm-hmm.
if I can get them reestablished to um, a better point of view that kind of just like history repeats itself kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
getting back to those core values will then build to where I was,
Mm-hmm.
but not focusing on where I was, just kind of building that positive
Yeah, that positivity. Yeah,
progress.
more of that
Yeah.
positive. Yeah, and yeah, this definitely sounds good. So right now, let's just take a little step back here. So like you said, your first kind of goal was that you did want that support system back in your life, and so just moving forward, what things do you think you can do in order to make sure that that support is always there, and as far as in yourself, what things work for you, what do you think you can do as far as an individual?
I think just staying humble
Mm-hmm.
and caring for those around me,
Mm-hmm.
and not shutting off like I did. Um, I mean, it was a hard thing to realize that I was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of sucked in the moment. But I think being more caring and respectful to others was a good trait to retract back to. And so I think building that is going to help out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then being open minded and reaching out to maybe new people,
Mm-hmm.
building a new support system. I know there's a lot of like tainted feelings from past friendships.
Yeah.
So those maybe those will come in time,
Mm-hmm.
but I think reaching out to new opportunities
Mm-hmm.
would be the best option.
Yeah. So, saying, like you said, staying humble, being open to the the new relationships that will come to you. You know,
Yeah.
getting as far as like that without getting out more. It sounds like those will sound like three solid things we can use moving forward. And
Mm-hmm.
as far as the next coming weeks, just keep working at those, and just keep pounding at those and see where it takes you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can never hurt, and just keep doing those things. And so, yeah, how do you feel about actually doing those things? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel?
Um, it's nerve wracking. I'd
Mm-hmm.
say like I think I brought everything back up to even out at a 5 for most things. I think
Okay.
7 for keeping that support system
Mm-hmm.
is definitely at a 7. Everything else I'd say levels out at a 5. It's
Mm-hmm.
a hit and miss kind of deal for me
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Yeah,
So
and
we'll
just
see.
with those three core things in mind, how do you feel that number will change in the next couple of weeks?
I'm hoping we can get it up past a 7.
Oh yeah,
And continue like. I mean, just one week was nice to see progression.
yeah. I
So
mean, obviously went up 2 points from last week, so that's
yeah, I'm trying to be
and yeah.
optimistic and keep everything
Mm-hmm.
at like a nice consistency climb. But I
Okay.
also know I shouldn't set such high expectations just because
Mm-hmm.
who knows what
Yeah,
can
but
happen.
it does sound like you feel like these three things will help you move up. Then
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so. And as far as like exercising, one of my friends had mentioned maybe like meditation and kind of clearing my
Okay.
mind and getting more spiritual. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's something I plan on. I thought about it, and I actually do plan on like looking into it and doing it because I think that's going to be something positive
Okay.
to
Yeah.
build that
So yeah,
progress.
definitely, just whatever you feel is necessary just to build that spiritual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just stick, those four things right there. We can just pound those. So moving on from that, the other thing you wanted to go off of was, exercising over, maybe cut off a little bit of the drinking. So
Yeah.
what do you feel helped in the past week that just got you exercising, or even got you that one thing, just that one day that got you to go? What kind of feelings and emotions did you feel when you went after?
I feel like it was a combination. I feel like our last week meeting really helped me reflect and be like, man, like I've been kind of way too low.
Mm-hmm.
And then speaking about like how exercise has helped, I was like, all right, I really need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Then contacting the two friends helped
Mm-hmm.
because they helped make that schedule and be like, hey man, meet us at this
Mm-hmm.
time, come and like see us again. So
Yeah.
those the combined
Mm-hmm.
aspects of talking about it, releasing the thought process, and then
Okay.
having my friends be there
So
was
yeah, so it sounds like those friends, like just telling you to come was a big support. So
yeah.
what do you think will help? Just in further, just make sure you get like kind of on the schedule. How do you feel? What things do you think help?
Just continuation with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think uh, having them is a good thing, keeping me accountable
Mm-hmm.
to make those steps.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I'll get more self motivated to make my own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Struggling with that a little still,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's
That's always hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good progression to have them and being self motivated to exercise
Mm-hmm.
even. So,
like you said, you have a little bit of open schedule now, so you can be on their schedule a little easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those two things are kind of what I'm.
So yeah, so it does sound like scheduling isn't an issue. It's more of just getting there, and then so you're basing with your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, so that sounds good. So like I said, another goal for exercise would just be, so it sounds like one of your goals for exercise would just be, to have that friend group there. It sounds like you do enjoy social networking as you're working on, just that everything. So yeah, we can, like you said, those kind of things going to help fall back into even that support group type thing too. And just, we can just use those two things to build off of,
Yeah.
And so our last thing, was kind of the hard one for you, is just career goals.
Yeah.
And it sounds like these two things can help build you up back to where you were there. How do you feel these two things will help you as far as your career and that getting that motivation, spiritual health back?
Not sure yet.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of in a dull moment with that.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping that maybe this meditation will help, just like my spirit
Mm-hmm.
and mental health, and really pushing forward into
Mm-hmm.
progressing from again where it's hard to be where I was and now here, so that's something I need to find more acceptance in. I don't know, we'll see, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just still kind of being open-minded with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just difficult, but
yeah,
I don't know yet.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so moving forward, yeah. So seems like we just ran out of time here. So yeah, Steven, next week we're going to implement
Yeah,
these
man, this
goals. Yeah,
helped a lot.
yeah, we're going to implement these little things we put into the goals, and then we'll see how we get back to you in a few weeks and see how it goes.
Sounds
Yeah,
good. Thank you.
perfect. Yeah, no problem.